security promptness, alertness like that, reaction, unfortunately. But yeah, that's Benin Republic. Back to Nigeria, okay? Ogere this afternoon. If you were traveling to Ibadan or you are traveling to Lagos from Ibadan, and of course you probably will pass it through Ogere around 11 a.m. this morning. Well, some truckers were protesting, right? They said one of the trucks had been robbed, mugged, so they stole a battery from one of the trucks. And in protest, they just moved their trucks and they blocked the road temporarily, right? I don't know how they resolved it too. But in this time and tension, this somebody who made a video and his own reaction.
Lagos Ibadan yesterday barricaded. This side is free. Now this car has been barricaded by the Hausa people. They say they see their battery or they remove the battery in their truck. Because of that, they will not allow anybody to move again. There are vehicles behind Lagos Ibadan Expressway. This is the road leading to Lagos. They block the other side too. The road leading from Lagos leading to Ibadan. This is the truck they use in blocking. The other side, this is the road coming from Lagos. This is the road going to Lagos. They block everywhere. See everybody stranded here. You can see what is happening in our country. The policemen came, they pleaded with them, they said they are not going to leave the road. That they will stay on the road. Nobody can drive them away from the road. You can see from our fathers, those are the policemen that came around to plead with them. They had to move back because they did not allow and support to their plea. This is in Nigeria we found ourselves. The road is empty. Nobody can move. They say nobody is moving today, and that is the final. As you can see.
That will probably bring back some memories. Like, why would you, like, if you get robbed, all you have to do is to report to the police that you get robbed, and then call your insurance that you've been robbed, and then they can send the replacement, I think. But somebody will be like, oh, Benny, will I say you don't stay too long for that, your Glasgow. Which one is call the police? Which police? And you'll be right, but it doesn't make it right. You get what I mean? But yeah, that's Nigeria. Yesterday, Fulbara, for the second time in 24 hours, came out to tell everyone that in order to show his own appreciation to Tifnumbu for saving his job, because according to him, without Tifnumbu, he won't be a governor today. So for Tifnumbu's benevolence, right, he would now dedicate his own time in campaigning for Tifnumbu's re-election. Now, that's a promise, that's a pledge. I think when it was asked about, but the same Tifnumbu removed you, but let's leave that. And then possibly reconciled you when you told him that you've sorted your issues, right? You said, okay, but you haven't really openly fraternized with the assembly guys that are the stem of this whole thing, right? So Fulbara said he was waiting for Willie Wike to choose a time that they, all of them will come together, but there's no issue, there's no problem anymore. About 4 or 5 days before that, Martin Amewule, the leader of the House of Assembly guy, is fighting this Fulbara, told everybody that there is this 600 billion naira left by the sole administrator, Ibas, who served in the place for 6 months, right? It is crazy, by the way, right? Fulbara announced that there were over 400 billion naira unaccounted for by Ibas. So he launched an investigation. I don't know how far that is right now, by the way, but yeah, he announced an investigation that they will need to investigate all the permanent secretaries, all the directors, all of them who worked with Ibas. He will investigate them. I don't know if he's still doing that as we speak. But there is 600 billion that Amawile claimed Ibas left, and Fulbara has been spending the money without the State Assembly's, input or appropriation, an allegation of mismanagement of money. But Fulbara kind of like want to play it down, like simplify it, as they normally call him, simplify Fulbara, to simplify it. But Amawile is having none of that. Although he already adjourned their owners of assembly till January, I think. But he had to call a press conference this afternoon to further tell us that why Fulbara is a liar and shouldn't be trusted at all. That in fact, that Fulbara has met with them twice. The first time in Abuja, the second time in Port Harcourt. That Fulbara remained the same adamant one that would not involve them in how he is running the states. According to him, Fulbara award contracts to only his friends. And it won't even include the status of assembly to appropriate this money to know what is going to what. Same story, same time, right? Mind you, they are all in APC now. They are all supposed to be in the APC, the same party. I told you, we haven't heard the last of this old drama. Everybody else, they could still kill themselves, honestly. But in Martin Amawile's press conference, right? I have a copy. Please watch.
The governor has not come to us to tell us to present the budget of the state. He hasn't. In 2024, he spent with that appropriation law. In 2025, he was spending. Emergency rule was declared. Even after the emergency rule, we discussed with him in the meeting, saying, look, bring your budget so that we can take care of all you intend to do for the remaining part of 2025. There in that meeting, the governor told us blatantly that he will not do it. That he will not bring a budget. God is my witness. As I speak here, God is here. And God knows I'm not lying against the governor. Where the governor is, governor knows I'm not lying against him. I shouldn't have brought all this to the fore because we're trying to see how we can mend fences and move the state forward. So we have kept mum hoping that the governor will do the right thing. From September, when we met with the governor, to this day, the governor has been spending without our approval, awarding contracts to his cronies, particularly those who masterminded the burning of the Riverside Assembly. Awarding contracts to them, and they're celebrating it on social media, mocking us that they've been rewarded for burning down the Riverside Assembly. The governor does not seek the approval of the Riverside Assembly to spend. He has been spending from his strong pockets. We decided to just stay calm and hope that the needful will be done. Because Rivers people are yearning for progress. Rivers people are yearning for good governance. And we just decided to say, let's just stay calm. But the governor's outburst yesterday is the reason for this press conference. Because we need to set the record straight. And it's important that I also state that the minister of the FCT, His Excellency Ezewonyi Sowike, means well for Rivers State. He wants peace. He wants the state to move forward. Let me also make it clear and inform Rivers people that within the pendency of the emergency rule, His Excellency Ezewonyi Sowike also summoned a meeting of all the members of the Riverside Assembly. 27 of us were present in that meeting in the official residence of the FCT minister in Abuja. The governor was in that meeting. The governor sat with us. We had a meeting with the governor. All the members present were so shocked hearing the governor saying that no meeting has been called. Let me also inform Rivers people that after the emergency rule, the FCT minister also caused a meeting to take place at the residence of Chief Alabraba in his residence here in GRA in Port Harcourt. We also had a meeting of the Elders Council. In that meeting, some members of the assembly, the principal officers, myself, I was in that meeting, deputy speaker was there, the leader was in that meeting. How many meetings have I mentioned? How many meetings Does the governor want the FCD minister to call for him to do the needful? If he 100, maybe he will tell us how many that is required. It's so saddening. What we are saying today, this press conference is really not what we intended to do, because we have resolved, following the intervention of Mr. President, to sheathe our sword, to allow peace to reign, to allow for good governance of the state. And that's why we say we won't be speaking to the press. Even when people are calling us, talk to the press, tell us, we said no, let's focus on our duties, because we don't want to heat up the polity. And that's the reason why we have kept calm. Even when the governor refused to bring the appropriation bill for the remaining part of the year, we say, okay, let's not talk about it. Here we are. They are spending. See what is going on. As we speak, we don't even know what he's doing. Let me also say that in that particular sitting where we passed our resolution and called on the governor to do the needful, recall that we also asked, or we informed Rivers people that we will go ahead to find out what transpired during the period of emergency rule. Part of what we have found out following preliminary observation, and I will state it again, is that the outgone administrator during the emergency rule left over 600 billion naira in the accounts of Rivers State. I'm saying it again. We know the exact figure. What the governor is doing, he has been spending it, boasting how he will use the funds to divide the assembly, buy the members. The governor needs to know that Rivers State House Assembly members are not for sale. Members are for sale.
No, not at all.
27 of us remain committed to the dreams and aspirations of the good people of Rivers State. We remain loyal to our constituents who have elected us. We are prepared to serve Rivers people, and we are doing that. It's our intention to do the needful so that Rivers people can benefit from the dividends of democracy. Governor's outburst and his new trend of disparaging the FCT minister will not help him. FCT minister is doing his best at the federal level in FCT. Look at the transformation going on in the FCT. Everything the FCT minister is doing is as approved by the National Assembly and Mr. President in line with the Constitution. Is that the case here? The governor does not need to act in a reactionary way just because of the report of the House Committee on Education. That was when the governor started replying, he started talking on the media, and I hear he wants to commence the recruitment of teachers because we said so. It should not be reactionary.
I'm sorry. The reason why you have to kind of sit down and watch characters like this on your screen is to give you a better kind of like understanding of these different characters who are holding sensitive political positions. Okay? And they are always saying they are doing it for their people. We need to work and serve our people, but we know this is not about the people per se. But his points are valid if they are true. The governor can't just be spending money without the appropriation from the status of assembly. It's what the law says, Abi. Yeah, there are other underlying factors, right? With the weakest influence here and there, what they are pushing at and what they are kind of getting to. I get that. But that still won't invalidate the fact that is Fulbara just spending, just like they're free for all. Is he beating them in their own game? I mean, he has offered himself to the service of Tifnumbu, and therefore he's going to expect the Tifnumbu's protection. So is he outsmarting them, They are all just playing according to the script that works well for Tinubu himself, their own boss, and these other guys. So many questions. I want you to watch another part of what he had to say, right? Watch this. He's still explaining for us because I need you to pick what he's saying, not how he's saying them only, okay? I mean, money and money. Because we all know that Fulbara should actually be in prison, just like Werewike. If Werewike's prison uniform is 3602, Fulbara's prison uniform should be 3603. I know what I'm talking about. If to say Nigeria is a real place. But hear more.
Even the one that says he's heading tax, every day he gives them money, they go to media, they go to all the television stations and be insulting us. It won't help him because all those things are not in the best interest of Rivers State because we know they are all sponsored. Those things will not help him. We are focused on service delivery to Rivers people. The governor needs to show leadership. He is the governor of Rivers State. His attacks on the assembly will not help him. The governor does not want to work with the Rivers House Assembly. We have a lot to talk about, but we don't want to go that way. We don't even want to talk about how the governor is related with us or what he's doing to the assembly. We'll leave that for another day. But the reason for this press conference is to debunk the governor's assertions. He's not telling the truth. We have been meeting with him, we have met with him. It is the governor that has failed to keep to the terms of agreement. He doesn't want to. This is not the first time we had agreed with him before. He failed. Again, we have met. He doesn't want to keep to the terms. But we will remain calm. The 10th Rivers State Assembly will remain committed. Recall that in 2023, we started making arrangements to move to the All Progressive Congress. Immediately we started, the governor noticed that we have started making, he ran to the courts, sponsored people to go to the courts. Over 50-something cases at the state high courts, federal high courts, court of appeal, Supreme Court. He was carrying on spending taxpayers' money. Rather than using taxpayers' money to fund developmental projects, the governor was paying all the lawyers, all kinds of pedestrians walking into government to collect money against members of the Rivers House Assembly towards ensuring that our seats are taken away from us in the House of Assembly. But because we have God, all his attempts failed. But where is the governor today? The governor is in APC. And we welcome him to the All Progressive Congress. But Rivers people will not forget in a hurry how he was attacking us for merely saying we wanted to. Even though we did not, we didn't do the needful. We were not done. He didn't even wait for us to do the needful. Now we have done the needful. And more members, by the grace of God, we are praying, we are talking to them. So it's important I set the record straight. And it's important we say that all these unnecessary attacks, the governor does not need to be calling our names and talking about us every day. He should do his job. Read the Constitution very well and follow all that is in the Constitution. Everybody knows how bad things are in the state as a result of governor's inactions. We have said it, all these unnecessary outbursts will not help the state and it will not help the government. I'm going to stop at this juncture and I'm going to allow the Deputy Speaker, if he has anything to add, or maybe the majority leader, if he has anything to say, or maybe the unity minority leader, if they have anything to add. I don't know if they have anything to add. I will ask them to add. But Rivers people, Nigerians, should know that everything we have said in terms of pursuing the peace in the states, we remain committed to all that we have said. We have enormous respect for Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for what he has done for Rivers State and is still doing for Rivers State. We remain committed to the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. Recall that all 27 members of the Rivers State Assembly passed a resolution saying we will support Mr. President for his second term in office, irrespective of our party affiliations. We have said that already. And what we have said remains the position of the 10th Rivers State Assembly. All those who are joining the APC are all welcome. Let them come and join the APC so that we can join forces and talk to Rivers people, so that we can join forces and support Mr. President, so that this country can move forward. This country can get to where we want it to be. We want Rivers people to benefit from the dividends of democracy. We want Rivers people to be happy. We are committed to it. We don't want rhetorics coming from the governor. His job is not to disparage us or talk down on members of the assembly or the man who labored so much to make him governor with our support. And of course with the support of God Almighty, because it's God that gives power. That will not help the government. And that is why we have chosen to speak to the media, speak to Rivers people, speak to Nigerians, so that Nigerians will know that what the governor has said is nothing but a lie, and the governor doesn't look prepared to work with members of the Rivers State Assembly. We don't want to say too much for now.
Everything bothers down to now we